Hiya folks, I'm Grim and welcome to Grim Grooves. Today we'll be checking out Beyond the Journey's End from Frieren. Beyond Journey's End. Many of you guys asked for me to check this out after my last Frieren reaction, and I can't wait. This music has been so good so far by Evan Call. It's all just so fantastic. And I'll actually be reacting to Frieren itself over on my Patreon, so if you'd like to enjoy the show with me, then feel free to join up. But without further ado, let's check out Beyond the Journey's End. Still absolutely adore the Celtic influences in this music. It's so beautiful. And this kind of main organ melody, I believe it's an organ. It could be a choir, but I think it's an organ melody. And then I think it's bagpipes. But it just sounds incredible, like the combination of the two. And I think it might actually be some other like more Irish instrument. I don't know that it's bagpipes. I feel like they're a lot more strong. If you guys know which instrument that is, but you can let me know. But it's just such a beautiful melody. This definitely feels like a conclusion of some kind. Like whatever drama, whatever stress of the journey is over now, and everyone's just dealing with the consequences and the result of whatever their journey had them go on. And it's just so touching. Like, this is such a beautiful melody. And coming in with the choir like this, with this kind of like reverb and again organ melody behind them, it's so perfect. It works so incredibly well. And again, even though I haven't seen the show yet, I've already gotten chills from this a few times, like just because of how beautiful and how moving it is. Like, it's such a sad, melancholic melody, but it's so beautiful at the same time. I have no words. Like, it's rare for me to not have any words to say, but it's just so immersive. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's like almost like church music in a way. Like, it seems very ethereal, very like airy, very touching. But again, there's a hint of sadness there, a hint of like something you've gone through that's incredibly difficult, and now you're recovering from that, whatever it was. It's just incredibly beautiful, incredibly moving. These vocalists are doing such a phenomenal job. I mean, I wish I could sing like they can. I mean, just crazy sustained notes, very ethereal, very light, just incredibly moving melodies here coming from the choir itself. And then behind that, we have all these incredible Celtic melodies coming in. It's just such a fantastically layered song, and it's so interesting. Like a few of you mentioned that this is something like a very moving part in the show too, very emotional or something like that, and it feels like it. Like even without the context of the show itself, you can feel like the the weight of this song. It's just so heavy, but still so beautiful. I can't wait to experience this in the series. Such a great composition by Evan Call here, like stripping away just about everything else and just making it so that it's just the choir's vocals essentially and organ melody. Although this most recent one, it was a trumpet melody, I believe, that was behind the choir, and then building everything up like this and just kind of blowing it up, and everyone all comes in together. The different like female and male vocals layered on top of each other with everything else, just everything thrown together, and just that swell is so magnificent. It hits you like right inside your heart, like it goes with you, and it's just again that weight, but it's so beautiful. It's so bittersweet. So much sadness in those strings, like just a beautiful violin melody, and alongside everything else, it works so perfectly. I mean, again, just props to Evan Call for being such a fantastic composer. I mean, every song I've heard from this show so far has been very moving and very beautiful. Some are a little more upbeat, a little more energetic, but this one is just, it's so beautiful and so touching, but at the same time, again, there's that weight, like that intensity, that not necessarily intensity of like fast rhythm or fast beats, like it's not going to energize you necessarily, but it's just there is an intensity of emotion to this song, and it hits you. It's like a wash over you, the intensity of these emotions. It's little things like bringing in the horns in that section there, or bring in the male vocalists before and just having them go a little deeper in their register. Everything is just a lot more booming, or the way that the drums kind of kicked up and roared into this next section. Like, it's such a fantastic composition, and it's rare to hear a composition like this that just hits you so hard. Even again, not knowing the context of the story or where the song plays, it's still just so impactful. Like, and it resonates with you. Like, just again, it's just such a deep and well-made melody, and just so diverse and so interesting, and just conveys such strong emotion. This might be the most emotional song I've done on my channel so far, and like I've almost come to tears a few times here. Wow. Chills again. Like the way that it swelled at the end, and there was like a bit of happiness, like here at the journey's end, and then we get this little bit of flute melody. Everything kind of peters out, but there's a little bit of happiness there, especially in that like flute melody. It's like there's a hopefulness there. Again, I don't know the context of the show. I don't know what happens around this part of the song, like where it plays and stuff like that, but I would assume that the happiness, like, this is probably like everyone saying goodbye to each other, something like that. It feels like it keeps making me think of like the end of Lord of the Rings or something like that, where the journey is now over and everyone's kind of going their separate ways and everyone's saying their goodbyes, and it's bittersweet, it's beautiful, but the weight of everything that they went through on the journey is there with you, and you're all kind of like reeling in the emotions and the feelings of the entire journey now, and kind of reflecting on that and the feelings that came with it and all the hardships you had to go through. And now it's like it's the end, everyone's saying goodbye and everyone's going their separate ways or something like that. That's kind of the vibe I got from this one. But then again, at the end, there's like a hopefulness, like maybe we'll see each other again or whatever it is, I don't know. But it was just such a fantastic song. And again, when it comes to anime and video games, it's very rare to hear songs that are this ethereal, that are this light, and kind of this, again, it's almost like church music in a way, like the kind of resonance on the different vocals for the choirs, and it just is so impactful emotionally, as I keep saying, like just so many beats hit you so hard, and it's just so impactful, alongside, again, the beautiful strings that are just so beautiful and sad, and then the beautiful flute melodies, or again, that instrument at the beginning that I thought was maybe a bagpipe, I don't know, it's just probably a more traditional Irish instrument that I'm just forgetting at this point. But yeah, it's just so beautiful, like so touching, and it worked so well to convey those emotions, and it's just a fantastic song all around. Like, bravo to Evan Call, because this is an amazing track. But anyways, thanks again for hanging out and watching my reaction, and again, if you want to watch Frieren along with me, I'll be watching on my Patreon going forward, so look forward to that if you'd like to see it. But until next time, later days, folks.